to be, thank you. We're going to be including a new member for the 4 chaplains, which is adjacent to the garden. And later, the Korean War Memorial is also coming to our garden space. So everyone's welcome to come out and participate.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks, Cher.
That's great, Cher.
Yeah.
We have a lot
Anyone
of happy
else?
people.
We do have a lot of happy people. I'm gonna, if we don't have any others, I will wrap up. I have some happy dollars. So yes, Andy, I do have, or I am happy. I have a graduate, that will be, graduating this Sunday. Thank goodness. And I'm also happy. My youngest son came home last week, on Tuesday. And he will be graduating in December, so we'll have happy dollars later on. But it's good to have, both of them. We're seeing the end of the tunnel, I guess I could say. So happy for that. Okay, Chris,
All right.
go.
Excellent. All right. Just a little awkward with the back and forth. So thank you for accommodating me doing this by Zoom. First of all, I want to welcome our Taste of Rotary guests. We're going to keep sending you the meeting notices for the month of May. But after that, you're always welcome to join us at any club meeting. So thank you. I have a Safety Town meeting is going to be Thursday, May the 14th, this Thursday at 4:45. It is an in-person meeting. However, we will also have a Zoom link for anyone who can't make it in person. The member survey is winding down. We've reached our limit for a number of online surveys that can be taken, but there is time today to fill out a paper survey. Those should be available at the meeting this morning. And this will be the last time that we'll have paper copies available. I'm hoping to have the results done in early June sometime. I also want to wish happy birthday to Lydell Nunn, who celebrates his birthday on the 26th of this month. Lydell, are you here?
He is.
All right. Happy birthday in advance. Also, Crystal Perry. Her birthday is on the 29th, if Crystal is here.
She is.
All right. Happy birthday to both. Does anybody else have an announcement? I have one more, but does anybody else have any announcements?
Elizabeth does. Okay, Elizabeth has the surveys, paper copies of the survey, so you can see her if you want to fill that out. And Joanne. Let's do this so Chris can hear you.
Okay. As you've heard, Safety Town's going to be taking place. In fact, it's going to be held June the 15th to July the 9th. And we have a segment from Fox News that I'm hoping, Chris, you'll be able to play, that you can see. Last year, we had Fox News come out to Safety Town, and they took videos of the kids in action at Safety Town. And so this year, we contacted them again, and they had a segment on TV that Lydia, the executive director, and Chris, our president, attended at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning. It was some ridiculous hour. But anyhow, Fox 43 asked them questions, and so we're going to play that segment that was on TV last week.
Do you want the mic?
Oh, you need the mic.
Your typical ambulance will come, the police will come, the fire department, and they get to show the kids, their cars, all their uniforms, things like that. But we also have a great partnership with the Burns Health Center, and they come and talk to them about a lot of emotions and how to deal with your emotions safely. Adams Electric has been a great partner of ours. We work with WellScan a lot. They learn how to, bandage a cut, who to go to if you're sick, or if you have maybe interacted with something that isn't healthy for you. So we have presenters from all different areas and types of domains that come and talk to our kiddos.
Fantastic. Let me earn my money and ask you a question that's relevant. Chris. Let's go for that. Reactions from the kids that you see come to this, and maybe the parents and takeaways. Some of the things you've heard.
Absolutely. Well, the kids are just adorable. They teach the kids songs about safety that are recognizable. So one of my favorite songs is sung to the tune of Jingle Bells. So, and it talks about why they're at Safety Town. So, parents really enjoy it. They get a little bit of a break in the summertime when the kids are at Safety Town. So it works out well for everybody.
Like that famous Office episode where it's staying alive to beat a CPR,
Absolutely.
right? Same
That's
thing
what we're
applies.
going for.
Age ranges here, we already mentioned kids as young as years old.
So we serve kids ages 3 to 8, and so age range just last year. And they're all in an individual classroom with their age group, and they get to learn based on what level they're at.
This is for a question for both of you. What makes this so special? I know we've already gone over valuable skills. It's good to know these things, but I mean, there's a lot of people in a lot of workplaces that are adults that don't know these skills.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that makes Safety Town the most special is it's a generational program. Like, we have been in this community for over 50 years, and so many times we'll have parents come in and say, I think I'm a kid. I mean, even myself, I came as a child, I worked there, I volunteered there, and now I'm the director of the program.
That's just what you're doing now.
I know. So I'm Safety Town for life.
Safety Town for life, and it's probably the same.
The same. All 3 of my children are graduates of Safety Town. They went multiple years, and the memories for a parent's perspective is outstanding.
Community benefits, biggest ones.
I think just offering such a quality program for summertime, you know, all the parents look for programs that are age appropriate, that are reasonably priced, and I think we deliver that.
All right, Lily, take us home. When is the event? What's going on? How can people get involved in it?
Yeah, so we have registration open until May 22nd. We would be happy for you to join us for one of our sessions. Session 1 is from June 15th to the 25th. Session 2 is from June 29th to July 9th. All sessions run Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We hope that we see you this summer.
Yeah, and I think it's something that it's just great to have in this community. Again, really important skills that one day could save the life. Look what happened to you. Look how much it impacted you. This is fantastic. Chris, Lydia, thank you so much. All the information you just talked about is on fox43.com as well, so you can check it out if you'd like to get your child involved.
So for any of you, if it was hard to hear, it is worthwhile watching that link, and we will email that out to all of you so that you can actually see it. I know, Maury, you were saying it was hard to hear. Okay, or the recording on Zoom, it sounds like it picked it up well, but I want to put a plug in actually for Lydia. She's an extraordinary young gal. We talk about recent graduates. She just graduated last year from college and is in her first full year of teaching, and she is just a wonderful director. And I think we're fortunate to be able to have her leading this great program. So anyway, if you have a chance, go send that out, but just watch that. It's really worthwhile to see. Did you want to add anything?
Yes. It's just heartwarming, I think, to see those kids at Safety Town, getting on those buses, going into the mobile units to learn what they learn at this program. So this morning, what I'm asking is that we're going to have, so far we have about 86 children signed up for Safety Town. We're going to be expecting at least 140. And I'm asking for, I'm going to say, cash contributions so that we can go out and purchase snacks for the kids. In the past, we had some of the members bring snacks in, but we found that to be a problem because of the dietary issues with the children. So if you can give a cash contribution, we will be going out to purchase the food for Safety Town for that 4-week period for the children. And usually we're picking up graham crackers, animal cookies, things that it's appropriate for their diet. So if you give a contribution today, if you'll see that Diane gets it, because I'm going to be leaving a little early. But we will take those contributions up until that, first week in June, I guess it would be. Thank you.
Thanks, Joanne.
All right. Thank you all.
Venmo. Diane_Yoakum if you want to Venmo. Diana?
Good morning. Speaking of the first week in June, that was the perfect caveat to my announcement. Don't forget about our golf outing on June 16th. We are almost halfway to our dollar goal, and we have about 30 golfers compared to our 100 golfer goal. So if you can do some outreach as a club member, whether it be to your company that you work for, or some of your coworkers, or some family members, or somebody in your network, to get either a sponsorship or a golfer, or a foursome, that would be great. Again, we are all doing this so that way we can provide scholarships to students and grants to organizations in the community. So this is our main and only event. So if you all could do some help to help me, that would be great.
Thank you, Diana. I'll reiterate, it's time. Let's do it. Get it going. Let's not have Diana and our committee panic on this year's outing. So I just actually, and I'm guilty of it too. I had just turned in our sponsorship. It's a thing of where I knew we were going to be doing it, and it kind of is like I had it, and finally I'm like, here it is. But it's important for our committee to be able to count that, know that it's there, know how many golfers we have, so that we can get everything lined up. And for those of you, I mean, think about it. We are at mid-May. We have like a month before that outing. So it is on us. It's upon us. So it's kind of time to get things turned in. So let's make it happen.
Yep, and I'm going to follow up with the same thing. Every group I've ever worked with has always been a last minute group, and I don't think Rotary East is any different. Keep in mind also, if you don't play golf, you can still support the tournament with a sand trap sponsorship. That's $200. That will go a long way towards reaching our goal of 20,000. So as a reminder, this event funds our annual nonprofit grants, as well as giving $2,000 scholarships to 3 seniors at our Student of the Month schools. And it also pays for registration to RILA for 3 juniors. Lastly, be sure to read the May Bulletin, as it now includes the breakfast menu. And now I think we're up for Jeff to introduce our speaker.
Okay. Lou.
I think I'll be fine. Why don't you mic her up so you can do it that way?
Okay.
Good morning. Catherine is the founder of Grand Story Connective, where she partners with businesses and non-profit leaders to bring the clarity and alignment to the work. With over 20 years experience supporting executive leadership and more than 15 years in graphic design, communications, and marketing, she brings a strategic and creative perspective to the organization she serves. She started Grand Story Connective after seeing many organizations invest time and money into marketing that doesn't deliver, often because the brand isn't defined. Her work focuses on helping leaders step back, clarify their brand, their messaging, the internal structure, and move forward with intention. Her approach is simple. This is beautiful, by the way. This is the best part of it. Her approach is simple. Assess, align, advance. Assess, align, and advance. Keep that one. Casting supports rebrands, or also supports rebrands, brand development, visual identity, campaigns, and execution, always focusing on purpose first. Outside of her work, she spends time in nature, especially hiking, kayaking, and values a holistic lifestyle that keeps her grounded in a fast-moving world. Would you please bring a warm welcome for Cass?
Good morning. Can you all hear me? Is this mic working? Okay. Put this in my pocket so I can move around and turn this on. All right. Thank you for having me here today. It's really an honor to be here to be able to present to you. As Lou said, my name is Kasten, and I am a brand and organizational strategist. Is that echoing? We good? Volume good? Okay. And what that means is that I work with business and nonprofit leaders to help them assess their gaps and align their brand messaging and internal systems so that they can operate more effectively and lead more confidently. And one thing I've found over and over again working with my clients is that leaders are overwhelmed. Leaders feel a lot of overwhelm. And just to make sure that this wasn't just my perception, that this really is something that leaders feel and carry, I reached out to about 10 to 15 of nonprofit and business leaders in my network, and I asked them to share their greatest pain points with me. And these were some of their responses. Doing everything that needs to be done in a timely manner, having too much for one person or team member to handle, finding time for personal balance, delegating, tending to all the details, having systems and processes and actually using them, doing what needs to be done, but not having time to do it better. When systems break down internally, internal communication, knowing who is taking care of what and managing follow through and juggling everything. How many of you are a business or nonprofit leader in the room? Great. And how many of you sit on a board or mentor a leader in your life? Can any of you relate to any of these pain points? Do any of you have any other major pain points that you'd like to share that are not listed here? No other pain points? This is comprehensive? All right, we'll go with that. Whether your pain points are here or you're carrying something else, I found that most leaders' frustrations tie back to three things: a need for more time, money, and clarity. And we don't really go around saying I need more clarity. But clarity, what a lack of clarity sounds like is I feel like I'm doing too much. I don't know what direction I'm going in. And clarity is really what I focus on because the other two tie into that. When you have clarity, it helps you to buy back your time and make better decisions that save you money. So the next question is, where does clarity come from? And I would say that within an organization, clarity comes from having an aligned brand. I want to pause for a second to just define what a brand is. A lot of people, when they hear the word brand, they think logo, typography, colors, but your brand is actually so much more than that. The definition of a brand is the sum of all the experiences, emotions, and perceptions people have when they interact with your organization, both internally and externally. So those are all of your internal and external touch points with your audience. That's your customers, your staff, your donors, your volunteers. And it includes everything from your how you are presented, your messaging, how you answer the phone, how people interact with you. So this is a great graphic to demonstrate that. So you can see your brand is the overall experience, perception, and reputation. We'll get to brand identity, which lives within that in a few minutes. And then your visual identity, that's your logo, your colors, your typography, is just a small part of your overall brand. So if your brand is how your business is experienced, then clarity is making sure that the things that shape that experience, like your leadership, your team, and your messaging, are clearly defined and aligned. So when I work with my clients, I have a 3-step process: assess, align, and advance. And the first thing I usually do is an assessment where we go over all aspects of your brand. Now, obviously, I don't have time to talk about all aspects of a brand with you today. So I thought I'd just bring 2 areas to show you how when you can bring things back into alignment, it reduces that sense of overwhelm. And the first thing I want to talk about is your personal identity. And that's just how you show up as a leader, who you are as a leader, your mindset, your values, your strengths. Leaders are operating under constant pressure. They're dealing with stress, decision fatigue, isolation at the top, the weight of responsibility. They don't have time to step back. They're managing competing priorities and trying to keep everything moving forward. And on top of that, they're trying to balance life outside of work. So I found this quote by the American Psychological Association. It says, the combination of stress and sleep deprivation significantly compromises the brain's ability to make sound decisions. Now, there's a ton of research, I could find a million quotes that talk about how when we are under stress, we don't function well. We're not able to make good decisions. How many of you struggle with stress at times? I know I do, right? We all do at times. And if we had the magic button, if we could just magically eliminate stress from our lives, we would not only feel better, we would instantly buy back time because we'd be able to make better decisions and think more clearly. So we don't have a magic button. What we have to do is find ways to reduce stress. And that in itself is a catch-22 because while reducing stress helps you function more efficiently, we need to function more efficiently in order to reduce the stress. So how do we get there? There are a ton of tools, books, resources on how to manage stress. And I am not here to tell you that I have the answer. There is no one solution for managing stress. But the bottom line is don't stay stuck because a stressed leader cannot function optimally. And on top of that, a stressed leader makes for a stressed team. Again, there's a lot of research that suggests that stress is a contagion. When you are stressed, when you observe somebody else experiencing stress, your own cortisol levels, your stress hormones rise, right? So that's biological. So when a stress leader walks into a room with their team, the team also becomes stressed. A frazzled leader also, on top of affecting their team physiologically, can't delegate well, can't set clear priorities, can't communicate expectations consistently, and can't support their team effectively. But an aligned leader can ask better questions, gets clear on what actually matters, gives the team something to anchor around, and knows what matters most and who is responsible for what. So when you are an effective leader and you've managed your own stress, you make for a better team, the team functions better, and they can support you better as a leader. So going back to those areas that I actually have helped my clients and myself reduce some of that stress in our lives, one of the first things I recommend is to build a rhythm. Building a rhythm to your days and your weeks helps you to stay grounded, right? So science, again, suggests that our nervous systems respond really well to predictability. When things are unpredictable, our stress levels rise. So building a rhythm is just creating some structure around your day. It's not meant to be something that's rigid or adding more pressure. It's something to help you just take off just to have that sense of predictability in your lives. So for me, that looks like waking up in the mornings and starting my day with prayer, meditation, and exercise. I can start my day at 9:30 because I work from home. And I do my most focused time in the morning. I save my lighter work for the afternoon, and I try to have a clear cutoff. But we're all different, right? So we all function differently, and we all have different work environments and different workflows. So build a rhythm that works for you. And again, this is not meant to be a cage, it's a guide, something to help you take some of that pressure off. Another thing I suggest is to know your why. Why do you show up every day to do the work that you do? Because when you're disconnected from that, it's easy to wonder why you're even doing what you're doing, right? So having a statement or for me, I've created a mantra that I've typed out, pasted up, hung up. I didn't paste it up. I hung it up on my wall. And I read it regularly so that I remind myself why my work matters to me and to others. And then lastly, it's know your leadership style. There's a lot of noise out there that tells you what a good leader should look like, right? Bold, charismatic, energetic, but that's not who we all are, right? For me, my quietness is my strength. And it's taken me a while to actually be able to say that and embrace that. Imagine I showed up with really energetic and bold energy to leaders who are already feeling frazzled and overwhelmed. That's not a good dynamic. So own who you authentically are and show up with confidence. So those are my 3 suggestions for helping you reduce overwhelm. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to share that has helped them in their work to manage their own stress? All right, well then, yes.
I appreciate your admission to being calm and quiet, because a lot of times I think people are looking for someone who is dynamic
Absolutely.
and more in your face.
I'm reading a great book called Quiet. It's about introverted leadership, and there's so many leaders in our history that have been introverts and that lead that way, and it's beautiful. Whether you're energetic or quiet, I think there's a place for everyone. Did anybody else have anything else they wanted to share about managing stress before I move on to brand identity? Great. It'll come to you later. The last thing I want to talk about is brand identity, which really gets into the heart of what I do. We talked about your brand being the overall experience, perception, and reputation. Your brand identity is how your business is defined and presented so people understand who you are, what you do, and why it matters. So when you don't have a strong brand identity, you tend to say yes to everything. You're reactive, you try too many things, and you spend time and money without direction. How many of you have ever spent money on marketing and it's been ineffective? It's a very common problem. A lot of times, I think the reason is because people don't have a strong brand identity, the foundation. So when I work with clients to build that brand identity, I again start with the why, right? This is the same as your personal identity, knowing why your business exists. And that serves as an anchor. It keeps you grounded and focused, and it becomes a decision filter. When you have something coming at you and you have to decide if this is something your organization wants to take on or not, if you have a strong why, if you know your purpose, you can decide if this is something that supports your business or if it's something that distracts from it. It also builds authenticity. When you have a statement of purpose, others can buy into that and can support that as well. And it sustains you when things get hard because, as we all know, things do get hard in business sometimes. And when you have a written purpose statement, it's something that you can return back to so that you can return back to the foundation and heart of why you're doing what you're doing. Once your purpose statement is defined, you can build from there, right? That's when you can build your vision, where you're going, your mission, what you do, your values, the principles that guide the work that you're doing. And so you start to reduce overwhelm because you're no longer guessing about what matters. Once your foundation is set, you have your purpose, you know your foundation, where you're going, what you do, you start looking at your positioning, right? This is working on defining who your audience is, right? Who you're reaching, how you can serve them, what you do, what your services are, and what sets you apart, your differentiators, your values. So when this is defined, you're no longer trying to be everything to everyone, right? You have a clear audience, you know who you're trying to reach. And again, this reduces your overwhelm because now you're positioned as the right fit for the right people that you're meant to serve. And then lastly, once your purpose, your foundation, and your positioning are all set, it's very easy to define your messaging. And this is really key because your messaging is what connects to your audience. If you don't have strong messaging, you're not going to reach the people that you're trying to reach. You end up, once you define your messaging, you end up with clear, consistent language that connects again with your audience. Your communication becomes repeatable. You're not trying to reinvent yourself every day. You're not trying to think about what you do. It's consistent and it's something that you can rally around regularly. And your team knows how to talk about your organization. It's really important that everybody in an organization is aligned so that the messaging is clear. And again, this reduces a huge amount of mental load because you're not rethinking yourself, rethinking everything about your organization on a daily basis. So when your foundation, your positioning, and your messaging are clear, you spend less time guessing and more time moving forward with intention. And only then do you do marketing because now you know who your audience is, you know what your messaging is, and you can connect with the people that you're trying to reach. So quick testimonial, I worked with a school up in Harrisburg. They are a nonprofit, small private school, been around for 80 years. So they have a lot of history and legacy. They hired a new head of school. She was in her position for less than a year when she realized they did not have a strong brand identity. So she hired me to come in. I worked with a team. We had about 7 stakeholders. We redefined their mission, vision, values. We were able to really define who their audience is, their prospective families. And then from there, we worked on really creating this brand identity, this brand foundation that helped to serve all of their marketing needs moving forward. The head of school described the process as transformative, saying it brought clarity, strong communication, and real forward movement for their organization. I create what's called a brand blueprint. It then feeds all of your marketing needs, right? So you have a blueprint for your organization that you can then use in enrollment campaigns, other initiatives, whatever you need it for, and it helps you to stay consistent. So I hope you can see how bringing clarity and alignment to a business or organization can help to reduce overwhelm. A lot of times when things feel chaotic or misaligned, the first inclination is to add more, right? People, leaders say, let's do some marketing. Let's hire another staff. Let's add another system, another tool. But when you have chaos, if you add more, it just creates more chaos. So a better approach is to step back, assess how you're showing up as a leader, make sure that your team is truly aligned, that your brand identity is clear, and then that the systems you're using actually support the work that you're doing. So if anything resonated with you today, whether it's for you or an organization that you work with, I encourage you to step back and ask what might be out of alignment, because once you bring those things back into alignment, you reduce that sense of overwhelm. I love what I do. Again, my name is Caston. My business is the brand story Connective. When I work with leaders, I don't just work at arm's length. I really immerse myself into the brand and into the organization. I become a part of the team. And my relationships are the most valuable thing to me. They last beyond the scope of the work that I do. I love helping leaders get clear. And most importantly, I love seeing them get excited about their work again. Because when you are stressed and overwhelmed, you lose that sense of joy in what your mission is and what you're so passionate about. So I know I've taken a lot of time. I would love to answer any questions. I'll stick around if anybody wants to talk to me afterwards. Thank you.
One second. Kind of did a testimonial for it because I met Caston 6 months ago, and I'm a customer of hers, and she keeps. I get an email every so often that says, "Why? Why are you doing this? What's your focus? What are you hoping to accomplish?" So it's nice to have somebody who keeps you grounded. You do exactly what you said.
Thank you.
Presentation. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Does anybody else have any questions?
Do we have any other questions?
Quiet group today.
It is a quiet group today.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, well, thank you, Caston. That was very informative. I'm sure we can all take parts of your presentation into our own personal lives. So thank you very much. We have a book that we're going to have you choose. It's a children's book, and that book will be donated to either the Children's Library at Children's Aid Society or the YWCA to thank you for coming today. And I don't think, unless there's any other announcements for the good of the cause, I think we're adjourned. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.